Hey friends, I hope y'all are having a great day today. If you're new here, my name's Alicia and today's video is a collaboration with Southern Frugal Mama, All Things Mandy, and Cookies and Bacon. We are all going to be doing 2 fall or Halloween inspired party foods or treats, and I'm going to link all 3 of their channels in the description box. I don't know what they're making, but I'm just as excited as you are to see what it is, and I hope you'll enjoy. So I don't know about y'all, but whenever I think party food, I automatically think pizza party or taco party, because those, in my opinion, are the best parties to have. You might think differently, and that's okay. Y'all let me know in the comments what you automatically think of. If y'all can't tell by the ingredients already, we're going the pizza route. But we're not just making any pizza, we're making a fall-inspired pizza. So we're starting off with me briefly showing y'all how I like to make my homemade pizza dough. I actually have an entire video devoted to just my pizza dough because I really like to make my own. However, if you don't like to make your own, or if you are in like a time pinch, absolutely just get the one in the refrigerator section, or I think some bakeries have like a already prepared dough. Just get those and then you start building the toppings on. It's not really going to cost that much more money, and it's going to save you a good bit of time. If you do make your own dough like I am, then you need to make it first so it has plenty of time to rise. Now we're working on the sauce, and you can get this one already prepared as well. It's a balsamic glaze, and for pizza I like to do equal parts balsamic vinegar and brown sugar, and just bring it up to a boil, let it boil for a moment, and as it sits and cools, it will thicken up quite a lot, but you can see it's already pretty thick. If you're skeptical about having balsamic on pizza, then you really should give it a try. Here's a look at the toppings we're going to be using. So we've got Canadian bacon, olives, onions, red bell pepper, sweet potato, and kale. So now that we have all our ingredients prepared, we are going to be making our pizzas, or building them, I guess. And I like to put my dough on the tray and just slowly like push it out. Then I can make sure that there's no like super thin spots or super thick spots. I can make sure it doesn't get any holes in it. That's just my favorite way, and I figured I would share that with y'all. I can't remember if I've done that in the past before, but I think that pizza is a super awesome party food because there's so many variations that you can make with it. I think that pizza is the most customizable food because you can literally change every single component of a pizza. You can change the crust, the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, and no matter what, it's still going to be delicious. Did y'all notice me spill my balsamic all over my stovetop just now? So of course, after my dough, I did the balsamic, and then I did 1 layer of Canadian bacon, and this is Monterey Jack cheese. Next, I'm going to be adding on the kale, and then the sweet potatoes, the olives, the Canadian bacon, the onions, and the red bell pepper. And if you're skeptical about kale and sweet potato on pizza, let me just tell you, I was too. And it turned out way better than I could have ever imagined. In fact, this pizza turned out so good that my family requested we have this 2 nights in a row, and what you're seeing here is the second night. That's how good this pizza was. For the sweet potatoes, I cut them into rather thin slices because I did want them to cook all the way through in the oven, and I honestly wasn't sure if they were going to cook all the way through in the oven with them being even that thin. So they did. They turned out perfect. I was so pleased with the way this pizza turned out both nights. Then of course, after I get all my toppings piled on, I'm going to put the rest of my Monterey Jack cheese, and in total I used half a pound of cheese for this pizza, and then I did a balsamic glaze, a little bit more on the top. So we're going to be making 2 different types of pizzas because I wasn't sure if my kids would appreciate or enjoy a fall-inspired pizza. So for them, we're going a little bit more traditional. And that's just Canadian bacon and mozzarella cheese. My husband thought we were doing all the Canadian bacon under the cheese. That's why you'll see him shuffling around the toppings in just a second. One thing I've started doing is making sure that I have a plan for all of my toppings, especially if we get several toppings like with the Fall Inspired pizza. I want to make sure that I have a plan for the leftovers that we're not going to use on pizza. With the leftover kale and sweet potato, I made a soup out of it that a couple of us had for lunch one day. And with the rest of the pizza sauce, I can either freeze it or I can add it into another meal later on in the week. I will probably end up freezing it this week. This is what they look like before going into the oven. And this is what they look like after coming out of the oven. I seriously am so impressed by how good this pizza was. 10 out of 10, highly recommend that y'all make this. And isn't it just so pretty? I baked it in the oven at 400 for 10 minutes and then switched the trays and baked it for another 10 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown and everything looks delicious. The next thing we're making is a fall or Halloween inspired snack mix, and we actually had this for movie night one night. So we just popped some popcorn, but you can get everything that I show here from the Dollar Tree. They sell these huge bags of already popped popcorn, and it's delicious. So to that, you're going to add in some autumn mix or some candy corn. I chose autumn mix because it's got those cute pumpkins, and I picked out a funky looking one and added a couple more in. Even if you don't like candy corn, if you eat it with other things, it doesn't taste as bad. The rest of my family actually loves candy corn. I'm the only one who doesn't appreciate it. So to that, we're going to add in some M&Ms and some Reese's Pieces, and then some Puppy Chow or Muddy Buddies. If you buy it already made, it's Muddy Buddies. If you make it yourself, it's Puppy Chow. But, you know, whichever. They're both delicious. My kids actually helped me make it prior to making this snack mix, and they had so much fun making it. But of course, like I said earlier, if you're in a time crunch, just buy it already made. It's super affordable and super delicious still. And isn't this just the cutest snack mix? So I actually had a couple of other salty things that were supposed to go in this mix, one of which was pretzels, but they were nabbed and eaten up before they could make it into the mix. So we did end up adding more popcorn to this to kind of balance out the salty and the sweet, but for the purposes of it looking super pretty for the photo and video, I just left it like this and added it afterwards, and this was so good. I hope y'all enjoyed these easy and delicious fall party foods, and always remember that Jesus loves y'all and I love y'all too. I hope y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!